So here we are again, Jack.
Episode 002.
This one I've been really looking forward to. This is the special one for me.
I've been excited.
We set this one up in the last podcast, but for those that don't know, Jack has watched Star Wars for the first time. We're talking episode 1 to 6.
That's right.
And today is the big discussion about that. But before we get into this, I think there's a burning question in my mind and on the people at the listeners' mind. Can you do a Yoda impression?
God
Surprise!
Damn it. You're really putting me on the spot,
mate.
here.
I think that's what.
Luke Skywalker, you are. Your turn.
You watching Star Wars brings warm feelings to my heart. So yeah, that's that one out of the way. I mean, that's what people tuned in for, I imagine.
Yeah.
So where to begin? How was
I
it?
don't know. Before we get into it, we should probably give a shout out to our 8 subscribers.
Shout out
that have followed us this week. So thanks very much.
That's it.
Roy Super Sick Click, you know who you are.
Oh mate, yeah. Shout out to those peeps. Yeah, amazing.
So that's cool. But yeah, to the topic, Star Wars. Well, I'll start out by saying that I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Amazing.
To be fair. So ever since the first film, I've just wanted to watch the next one. I've just wanted to carry on.
So okay, that's cool.
And yeah, on the whole, just really enjoyed the series.
Amazing.
The saga.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to know where to begin.
Yeah,
Let's go the kind of obvious questions. Favorite episode.
Favorite.
Is that too obvious? Is that too difficult? Maybe I think.
Yeah, it kind of is. I'd say that. Right, if I had to split it into two,
all right,
between the prequels and the older films.
Okay.
I'd say I really enjoyed episode 3.
Right, so Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith, that's the one. Yeah, you'll have to help me out as
yeah,
we go.
Yeah, it's fine. I find myself stuttering on that. I'm like, Revenge of the Jedi. It's like, no, that's not the right one. But yeah, Revenge of the Sith is episode 3.
Yeah, because I've gotten through them so quickly. It's difficult to remember what I've watched. I know what you mean.
Themes. I was thinking this today because I watched Return of the Jedi this morning, and then the day before watched A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and all 3 films are blurred into one. They're merged. So know the progression of the storyline, but it's like, which exact point happened in Empire and Jedi? It's like shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean with that one. But sorry, carry on.
Yeah, and then I feel like I enjoyed all of the older films equally, to be honest.
Okay.
So if I had to pick the worst film, which is difficult, then I'd say episode 1.
Really?
Yeah.
A New Hope. Wow.
No.
We're talking
the prequels.
The prequels. Sorry. Yeah.
Obviously, you have to start somewhere, but I didn't feel like there was much meat in it for me.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, they have to start the story off, and you probably agree that it was a bit slow.
Yeah.
With.
Okay. Yeah.
But it just gets better for me. Oh man, I wanted to bring up how awkward Anakin's. I'm gonna throw out some names now because I know them.
You know the names.
Yeah.
So that's Anakin Skywalker.
That's right. We're talking pre-Darth Vader.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
His pursuit.
He's got the knowledge.
Yeah. His pursuit of. Oh dear, I'm gonna forget some names as well.
We're talking Padme.
Yes.
Okay.
Luke Skywalker's mother.
Yeah,
Padme.
sure.
Yeah, his pursuit of her was just so awkward, so cringy. I was like, ugh, the lines that he comes out with.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's universally agreed
I think
on.
you're right there. There's that sickening scene where they're on Naboo.
Yeah.
And he's talking about it's just like just this cheesy love lines that he's coming out with.
Super like cheesy romance.
But that's episode 2 where he comes out with some real cheddar.
Some extra mature cheddar.
There's a great Oral Notes.
Yeah,
which is a YouTube channel for those that don't know.
In fact, I watched a few of those at the end of watching all the Star Wars films because I thought now I can really get it and enjoy it.
There's that music video they make called Friend Zone, where Padme basically puts him in the friend zone for most of that film, and then at the end just decides that she loves him when they're about to go into that arena.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how did you feel about Anakin in general? Did you know? I mean, it's pretty obvious. You knew he was going to become Darth Vader from the beginning, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How do you feel he is as a character? Like, knowing this dude's going to become a badass Darth Vader, like a Sith Lord. How do you feel?
Yeah, I didn't like him, but I think the film sets him up that way. Like he's a bit of a twat in my eyes. Just he was just like really arrogant and like
whiny. I found him whiny, but
not Jedi-ish.
Yeah.
Like Obi-Wan is like the cool cat.
Hello there.
Yeah, super like suave, laid back. He's like it's like he's always just smoked a joint. But at the same time he can like throw out some badass moves if needs be.
Yeah.
Just full of wisdom. Yeah, and he was getting on my nerves, like young Anakin. Mm-hmm. Just like his arrogance and his cheesiness, cheesy romance. Yeah, what about you? Like
First time round, I'm thinking how is this little bitch going to become Darth Vader? Right, that was my first impression. I'm like, I expected some more darkness to come through in the character, but then when you think about what Darth Vader is, basically Emperor's, under the Emperor's control. Just you see what I mean? He has to be that kind of like, it's those kind of whiny bitches that become consumed with that kind of dark pursuit, I think.
Sure.
If he was a more balanced, powerful character, he may not have become. So I think they did that quite well, but still really annoying. But it's like, in hindsight now, like, does that work? Mm-hmm. So it's still a bit of a question mark. I'm not sure if they. I mean, is it Hayden Christensen that plays him? Like, could they have chose someone better than him? Probably.
Yeah, maybe it's.
But then I don't know. I don't know. It, like you say, I think that's the kind of only way that character could have gone. I think he caught quite a bad rap on that, but.
Yeah.
Because people didn't like him, but you're not meant to like him. He's Darth Vader.
Yeah. So in that sense, maybe his acting was spot on, and the script is spot on. Speaking of the Emperor.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you'll know this bit of trivia, but is the actor that plays him in the prequels the same?
The same, yeah.
Oh man,
it's amazing,
I could tell.
I could tell
how he recreated the same like character in both timelines.
Works really well.
I was sure, but if it wasn't the case, I was like, whoever's like replicated his acting is amazing. But
I was going to bring that up. I forgot his name. I completely forgot the actor's name.
Great actor though.
Yeah, great actor, and it is the same.
That's amazing.
Yeah, mate. In Revenge of the Sith, episode 3,
Yeah.
when what did you think to the Emperor in that one? No,
Oh, yeah.
it's so weird, isn't it?
How like he changes his tone
Please
of
don't
voice.
let him kill me! Please don't let him kill me! It's so weird. I was like, where has that come from? Like, this is the Emperor. What's going on? But he's trying to get Anakin's sympathy, obviously, and like. Just playing that shady hand, but
unlimited power.
Unlimited power. There's so many memes now that you're going to appreciate on all that shit.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be well into the memes.
Yeah.
I'd
seriously, anyone that's listening, and if you like Star Wars, check out Oral Nauts. Nauts, is that oral? No, wait. Oral Nauts, basically. You'll probably just Google it. You'll find them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've got some great stuff where they've just either mashed up Star Wars episodes or made like music videos using Star Wars footage. It's really really great. Really well done as well.
Yeah, super funny. They've done a great job. Yeah, I mean, in terms of. It was just really interesting to see how all the characters fit together.
Okay.
Because I was saying, I didn't even realise that Han Solo and Chewie were like connected.
Okay.
You know, like I loved their banter, by the way.
That old scruffy looking nerf herder. That scoundrel.
Yeah, they were great.
What did you think to the romance elements, like between him and Leia, Han and Leia?
Yeah. She went for the bad boy, didn't she?
Yeah, the scoundrel.
Yeah. Classic.
I think that worked. I think the romance, it's not, like you say, maybe in the prequel, in the episode 1 to 3, really like hammed up and cheesy. And, a little bit sickening. Some of that dialogue. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally had to like pause it because I felt so queasy from it. I was just thinking to myself, if a guy tried to pull that in real life,
if you're struggling as much as me, please tell me.
Yeah, I know. Oh, that scene was terrible. And
it is like some poetry you might write as a 13-year-old.
Wouldn't ever go for that. That's what. That's the thing.
I don't know, man. Maybe Hayden Christensen's pretty buff, isn't he? Maybe that's enough. Maybe Padme just gave into that at the end. She thought she was going to die, and she's like, I can do worse than a guy with a six-pack. And then she was like, shit, we survived. I got to like get impregnated by this wet carrot now.
Sounds like you've had some fantasies about said character.
No. Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing that they brought back that same actor. I'm gonna have to look up his name.
Yeah, I can feel bad that I was gonna look that up this morning because I'm like, I don't know the Emperor's actor's name.
Yeah. I do know, however, Darth Vader, the voice actor.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones.
Okay, right? Yeah, James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I recognised his voice
from The Lion King.
Yeah, from The Lion King. But before that, Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, yeah.
He was like the bad guy in Conan, and also I don't know whether you've seen it, Best of the Best.
Yeah, Best of the Best, man. Yeah.
That cheesy martial arts film, like 89 or something.
Yeah, I've seen Best of the Best.
Yeah, and also, I mean, obviously Star Wars was famous for having like a lot of great actors, but it's the first time I've seen it, guys. So
yeah, well,
but. One of the admirals in what's the first of the old
A New
films? Hope. A New Hope. Yeah, one of the admirals. I was like, I recognise that guy. I recognise his face.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and he's Grand Maester Pycelle in Game of Thrones.
Oh shit! Yeah.
If you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and I was like, wow.
No way.
And also,
that's crazy.
Peter Cushing.
I don't.
He's like famous for like horror films, like
right.
Very early horror films.
Yeah, yeah, it's mad, really. I bet there's loads of that stuff. They're the little bits that I don't tend to get. I haven't got into, but I don't know. I'm hoping like because I'm hoping now that because just so you all know that I have genuinely, this is the first conversation I've had with Jack about this. We've like purposefully held off till today.
Yeah, it was tough, guys.
So I'm hoping now that you said that you've enjoyed it, that we can make a bit of a feature out of this. Like, you know, the whole podcast channel isn't about like solely Star Wars, but I'm hoping that, you know, what I'm trying to say is that I want to get better. I want to learn the intricacies now of Star Wars.
Yeah,
and like,
now that I'm on board.
I think we could do that.
It's something we want to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
I'm converted to the dark side.
To the dark side? Yeah, wait, okay, so what, like, is it obvious you'd be a Jedi if you had the choice, or would you go for a Sith Lord?
Oh, man, I mean, I like the Jedi's, like, the reputation of being honourable, and
you see,
I like their outfits better as well, I'll be honest.
Yeah. I don't know, there's something about, like, I don't know, the Empire and stuff, and the, like, the Royal Guard, the guys in red, and the Stormtroopers and stuff, and...
They look like Big Red Johnnies.
Now, you wouldn't know this from the films, like, this is what I've tried to keep my eye out for, is, like, I'm trying to look at it from your perspective, and the things that you will and won't know from the thing, but Mace Windu... So that's Samuel L. Jackson's character. Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
Yeah.
His character, Mace Windu, he has a purple lightsaber. Now, I'm pretty sure that Samuel L. Jackson's got a boner for purple, and that's why he's got a purple lightsaber. But the official story, now I think is canon, meaning that it's the story that sort of Disney's sticking with, is that he's got a purple lightsaber because he can harness the light side and the dark. So a little bit of both. Right. So he can basically mimic a Sith Lord's fighting style when he's fighting them because he can harness some of the dark side.
Okay, that wasn't talked about in the actual
No,
film,
it's not at all. You have to look at the backstories, but I just...
Okay.
deciding if you're a Jedi or a Sith, I'd like to see it sort of get down the Mace Windu line and get that fighting style that can harness the dark side. But
So he's maybe like dabbled in the dark side, but decided to...
I think it's just
from the dark
there's
side.
a name for his fighting style.
Okay.
And it's basically a fighting style that only a few Jedi have been able to pull off, apparently, and because a lot of them get lost to the dark side as they're pursuing this fighting style. But anyway, that's this is where, you know, we can proper expand on proper geek out. We can go down this line. I mean, I'm gonna have to pick up some of the books now, I think, and maybe see.
Yeah. There is a lot of unexplained stuff, like unanswered questions. Just you know, the people. The Jedi's, like, on the council, they don't really go into what their backstory is. The alien, especially the alien-looking guys.
Yeah. Now, they've all got backstories. I forget their names, but things like Clone Wars sort of explain a lot of that stuff. Like, they bring in some of the Jedi's that you see in the background, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But there's a great channel, when you said there's a lot of stuff unexplained, there's a great channel called Star Wars Explained.
Okay.
And so if you're like, this guy's pretty much covered everything. Like if you had a question mark about something and you put that in YouTube, 9 times out of 10 his channel comes up and you can watch some great information. But this is the thing, it's like you have to look up this stuff, like, because if you're just watching the films as you have, it leaves a lot unexplained, but I think it gets more interesting as you start looking into it. You start getting on board with thing.
Oh, dude, I was so sad when Yoda died.
Spoiler. When he spoiler alert. Like, even though people watched
Star Wars
30 years ago. Here's something. As I was watching it, I'm like, here's something you probably don't know. You know the clones, the clone army?
Yeah.
They're not stormtroopers. Stormtroopers are different. They're not clones.
Yeah, dude, I had that question.
Yeah, because that was something I found that out relatively late. I was like, I just assumed that stormtroopers are clones, but they're not. Yeah. Stormtroopers are like recruited from they groom them young, I think, but they're not like the clones were. They're not created in that.
Right. Yeah, because I had that question. You said on the first podcast that the stormtroopers have backstories, and when I was watching the prequels, I was like, well, how is that possible? Because they're all clones, but
they still do. The clones still do have backstories, and that's in the Clone Wars, the animated stuff.
Okay.
A lot of that is explained, but
just to confirm, the clones in the Clone Wars, they were cloned from Boba Fett's father.
Yeah, that's it. Jango Fett.
Jango Fett.
Yeah. So yeah, Boba Fett is basically Jango Fett's clone.
Yeah.
But an unaltered clone.
Yeah, I thought he had a really anticlimactic death, by the way.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think
that's generally accepted.
In the prequels, they made him out to be like this badass bounty hunter, and like, to be fair, Jango Fett had like a pretty good fight scene with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, he's gonna like come back even more badass like his son.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be in some like sick fight scenes. But yeah, you got eaten by that sand monster.
Yeah. Is it Sarlacc or Snarlack? I think it's Sarlacc. Where you get digested for 1,000 years. Yeah, apparently there's a because of, I think that was a generally accepted idea. It's like, what? How come? Because people just fell in love with Boba Fett, even though he hardly had any screen time.
Yeah,
people just fell in love with him.
Loads of people were cosplaying him and stuff. I thought he'd play a much bigger role.
I think it's just a badass kind of character, isn't he? He's mysterious and stuff. But apparently there's a comic I saw a YouTube video. Apparently there's a comic. He survives the Sarlacc, and he gets out, and there's a bit more of extended stuff. I think he maybe dies again, but he they sort of bring him back a little bit in the form of a comic, but just because people are like, well, he can't die like that. But he's just like accidentally gets killed by hand, doesn't he? That's it.
I can't remember specifically, but it's almost like he gets like budged into.
That's it. Yeah. Hands like Chewie's saying like, hands going like, Boba Fett, where? Because he's blind. Boba Fett, where? And he like spins round. Yeah, shit. I only watched that this morning. I should remember exactly what happens. But he just gets knocked and his jetpack goes, and he's like, oh.
By the way, I love the inclusion of that. There's at least one Wilhelm, probably more
multiple,
per film.
Multiple Wilhelms.
Yeah, I loved that. You know, we're a big fan of the Wilhelms, aren't we?
I need to learn how to do that one. There's nothing like it.
Yeah. It's like a proper screech.
Yeah. But yeah, mate, that's awesome that you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, I really have.
What did you think to Jar Jar Binks? I know that we said in the last podcast that you had the toy, but now you've watched it. What do you think to Jar Jar? What is he?
I'm not jumping on like the hate train, but it's a bit of a sucky character in my opinion. In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'd enjoy him more if I could understand what he was saying, but I just found the way he spoke really difficult to understand, and just like, well, I've kind of dismissed him.
Yeah. He's an odd one, but I saw some stuff with George Lucas. He's like, the big secret about Star Wars is it's actually made for 12-year-olds. So it's like it like brings that 12-year-old out in you, but also I guess there's an element that they have to include just for the kids, because it's like a broad audience, isn't it? And I think he was one of them. Bit of a fail, but as you say, you liked him as a character when you were a kid, so maybe that. Yeah, it's a bit of a brutal thing to like just be hating on Jar Jar.
That's true. Yeah.
Another great theory, just to go off on that, is Darth Jar Jar. Like he's been playing he's a Sith Lord that's been like, you know, playing this like dumb character the whole way through. But it's an interesting theory. There's like nothing behind it probably.
That's far out, man.
Ewoks.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Ewoks, especially their pies, Ewok pies.
Yeah.
Like, good fun. I mean,
that end tune's sick.
I like. Yeah, it's really vivid because it's obviously the most recent film I watched out of the series.
Yeah.
But I loved their little treehouse pie that wrapped up the films.
Just like the Empire's like down, and it's like might as well celebrate with Ewoks.
Yeah. It's like great
hamster
fun.
Things.
Yeah, man. I did like how the ending with Darth Vader sort of changing his mind and sort of dismissing his old ways. And
yeah, to sort of be like, I am your dad. I love
Yeah.
you. You were right, son.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. And I'm glad that was fresh for me because I didn't know the ending.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
sweet.
rare that you go into a
sure.
film where you don't know the ending.
Sure.
And yeah, I thought that was fitting. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I always found it like shocking when he took off it. When I saw that for the first time, Luke takes off his mask. I'm like, that's not Darth Vader.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a fat bald guy.
With like shitty
Oh, here's an
makeup.
interesting fact. We've watched the remastered versions. Here's like,
Yes.
they made like this minor change to that scene.
I know. Yeah.
They took his eyebrows off.
Oh really?
Yeah. They may have done more to it, but what I saw is that in the originals he had eyebrows, but then they've come back to it. George Lucas has come back to it and been like, "Well, he got burnt. He won't have eyebrows."
Oh.
Like, what a minor change! Just like taking the
Yeah.
eyebrows off.
I thought you were gonna say about Anakin's.
Oh, his Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
his
That
Force
was a
Ghost.
big change. That was a bit of controversy.
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know.
Nice touch.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't hate on all these things because I came into it late. I didn't have like this massive affinity with the old film, so I kind of watched it from the. I'd seen it's unavoidable growing up. I've seen clips of Star Wars. You walk in on a Sunday and it's on TV or whatever. But
yeah,
I sort of watched it seriously. I sat down from the prequels and went through all the old films. I was like you. I knew all the names and stuff, but I didn't know how they all fitted together.
Yeah.
So I haven't got like this massive hate on the prequels and
Sure.
the inclusion of Anakin's Force Ghost rather than the original and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think I'm lucky. I had the opportunity to watch them in the canon order.
Mm-hmm.
From prequels to episode 6.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, I think that would make a massive difference. I think that's what made a big difference for me. Yeah, because if you're like, you grow a lot of these people, a lot of the fans have grown up just loving the old Star Wars, and prequels have got a definite different feel.
For
like the old ones have like this swashbuckling, they're going through it all together. In the prequels, and they have to be like this. They include a lot of the politics, how, Palpatine was playing like both sides and stuff like that. So, but I think I love that story. I think they did that really well.
Yeah.
What did you think for me, Return of the Jedi, the opening in Jabba's palace, where it's all them goofy characters. Like, I feel like it's just that took on a completely different feel for me, because it was like, what, this doesn't kind of fit with the others almost, because you've either had the CGI from the prequels or like limited use of like puppets in New Hope and Empire. And then you get to this like scene in Jabba's palace where it's just like mad puppets running everywhere, and like those like roided up pigs, like
they look like orcs, something from like World of Warcraft or something.
Definitely. But no, it is great, and like I say, if you're into it now and looking up some of the backstories, like I haven't gone as far to read the books, but looking up some of the, I wouldn't be surprised if some of them roid pigs had like backstories. I bet they have. I genuinely would probably right now put a $5 on it with you that at least one of those roid pigs has got a backstory and a proper name other than roid pig.
It did tickle me, man. One of the scenes in The Last Jedi, it just like cuts to the roid pig's like big beefy thighs.
Yeah, mate, I know it's been like throbbing quads. And do you know, part of it I was like, are they just like actual dudes in there, or is that like, have they sculpted those big quads on those roid pigs?
We're getting bodybuilders to play the roid pigs.
I'd like to. Oh mate, that'd be interesting to see who plays the roid pigs.
Saying that, the body of Darth Vader was a old school bodybuilder.
Oh really?
Forgot his name. The English guy.
Yeah.
But it's like 6'5", bodybuilder.
See, I know there's a lot behind that as well, because the James Earl Jones's voice was decided to be used because of some sort of disagreement.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't originally planned, but these are all the things that we can look up and make is content.
Yeah.
These question marks are content, Jack. This is like
so many facets.
So many facets to this world, and like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. This whole journey, transitioning from like Padawan learners. Maybe you were more of a youngling, but we're transitioning now.
Oh, he killed the younglings.
So brutal.
Is that a meme?
There's shit out there.
I swear I've seen memes like that.
There's one I saw recently where it's like, I think it was just a comment on YouTube, talking about when Obi-Wan gives Luke Anakin's lightsaber, and it was something like, "Here's your father's lightsaber. He killed 30 younglings with it." It's like shit. But yeah, I don't know. It seems overly brutal, but I mean, it kind of gives it that element that there's no turning back after that point. How can he just be like, "Oh shit, I don't want to turn to the dark side"? Well, you've just killed 30 children, mate.
Yeah. Why did they just? Whose decision was it to call them younglings?
Younglings as well. It's terrible. And that little reaction of that little actor when he pulls out the lightsaber and he like steps back and he's all like,
yeah,
like just twitches back. It's so cute, and you're like, "Don't kill him."
Yeah. That's when it really solidified to me that Anakin's an asshole.
And but he turned it round in the end, and he came back as a handsome Force ghost.
Yeah.
I really have got a thing for Hayden Christensen.
You prefer him with his like moppy hair.
I hate him because I love him so much. But
in terms of the casting, I definitely preferred the older films, the casting in the older films. Carrie Fisher, man, she was awesome. Slave Leia.
That's it, man.
She had a body on her. I've got to say, like, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. I know that you passed away recently, but yeah, man, she looked good in that Slave Leia outfit. I must say.
Well, it is. It's like we said it in the last one. It's like the original nerd fantasy, which when she kills Jabba as well, that's it. With this like tongue waggling.
That was just a massive puppet, right? Jabba.
Yeah. You see, this is where I get confused with like, because in A New Hope, when they're in Mos Eisley and they're just about to like take off in the Millennium Falcon, and Han catches up after Han's killed Greedo, and Jabba catches up with Han. He's CGI there, but is that how it was? Is that been remastered? Was he like that? Because it looks fairly decent, and I don't even know if they had that sort of technology back when it was first made. But like I don't know. He was obviously a puppet in the following stuff, but he was definitely CGI in A New Hope, which was like, what? I need to look that up. These are the things, though. Every time I'm like, I don't know this, but this is content. This is our future. How we strengthen. We've got much to learn about the living force. But
yes, it's all around us.
But yeah,
there are a lot of things I noticed. I'm obviously not an Uber Skyroom.
Skyroom?
I think I was Skyroom.
That's our new. Isn't that like?
Don't know where that came from.
That's a chat room in Cloud City, run by Lando Calrissian. Skyroom. It's like it sounds like a gay bar in Cloud City. Yeah. Skyroom. We're going to the Skyroom tonight.
Lando's the Lionel Richie looking guy.
Yeah, right? The pretty much one of the only black guys in the galaxy.
Yeah.
There's a scene actually in is it Many Bothans died to bring us this information. Is that's Empire or Jedi? I think that might be
Strikes Back. Who is that woman you're talking about?
I think
that's what she says.
Yeah, I think that's Jedi. Many Bothans. There's a meme because like I noticed it today. Yeah, Return of the Jedi. When she's speaking, Leia is like almost looks like she's giving her an evil, like she's jealous that there's another woman in the galaxy.
Yeah.
So few women.
Yeah. Who is she? The queen of that planet?
Mate, I do know this, but you don't know. Like the films don't explain this, do they? I know this because Rogue One, it's more explained. But yeah, completely forgot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
there's a few things like that crop up. It's easy to forget them.
Yeah,
a few, like inconsistencies. That's what I was going to say before. I'm not an uber Star Wars nerd, but I did notice a few.
Yeah, because unless I missed a trick, you don't even learn her name in the film, do you?
No.
She
I was
just
like, who's this
turns
bird?
up and tells you some
Yeah,
boffins
yeah.
died to get you that info.
She must be important.
And she's in white, so you know she's important. Yeah. And she's another woman, which is rare. But yeah, like shit like this, I look it up and I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. And then I just forget it, and I'm like, oh, fuck, who's that again? All these different names. But yeah, it's fascinating.
One thing I noticed was, I'm talking about after the prequels here, so like episode 4 to 6.
Okay.
They start off, I don't know whether it's the English actors, they call her Leia.
Leia, yeah,
Princess
I noticed
Leia.
this time round.
And then like later on it's just Leia.
Yeah,
I think
Leia.
that might be the English,
yeah.
an American accent.
Yeah, Tarkin calls her Leia.
Mm.
In a way, you've decided the first... I can't remember. Like, this is the thing, I want to become a quoter. I want to become a Star Wars quoter where word for word I know all the quotes.
Some great lines, especially on the dark side.
Yeah,
I'm sounding pro dark side here,
mate,
but they just have some awesome lines.
We're gonna have to go at this with Force Effects lightsabers.
Oh man,
I want one of those, man. Did you look them up today?
I did see them, and you said that you could like.
Yeah, mate, they're durable. There's like
duel.
Yeah. There's people going at them. I saw a guy trying to crack it open with an axe, and he fails, and he basically has to unscrew it. They're pretty durable. I think they're not designed to just. Most people just put them on the wall, but I think they're designed to be whacked.
Fair enough. I mean, I'd just be so like hesitant though because of the cost.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey.
Talking nearly $1,000.
I know a guy that's pretty much got everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of
investment, but so cool, man. I need to.
Have you handled one then?
No.
Oh, you need to get on that.
I just found out that information that he's got them all, and I'm like, dude, I need to get more friendly with this guy.
Yeah.
I need to hold one. I need to hold this lightsaber.
I'm not going to even try the Yoda impression.
So we were going to try and do The Force Awakens as well, so episode 7, weren't we? But that's still to come. That's exciting. Because that's another discussion.
Yeah, I mean...
This is where we can get into where you think... We'll get that in before The Last Jedi comes out. Episode 8. Because we got some... That's the... fascinating. It opens up a lot of questions of where it's going to go, and there's talk of a grey Jedi, Jack. A grey Jedi? What's that? Look at your face. You don't know.
No, I'm
Relax,
puzzled.
you're sweating.
I'm positively puzzled.
Yeah.
I'm merely a young padawan, and this has been enough information to take in. Yeah. 6 films
in as many days, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, that was I rewatched them as well just to be fresh on what we're talking about, but it was a pleasure to watch them, but just with timing with other things to get in, like I said this morning, I had to wake up and like the first thing I do is put on a feature length movie. That was a weird start to the day, but we did it, and I'm glad.
Friday morning, is it?
But yeah, I'm glad that we did that.
Yeah. Here's something I've just remembered. I swear it's in episode 3, where Obi-Wan's told that he can... Oh, God, what's his name?
So Yoda,
his master,
Qui-Gon.
Yeah. He says that like Qui-Gon's back to life or something.
That's basically talking about the Force ghosts. Qui-Gon's basically learnt the technique to, rather than just die and become part of the Force without being so he's learnt how to bring himself back as he was. So that's where the Force ghosts come from. So that's why Obi-Wan, when Darth strikes him down, he becomes more powerful than you could ever imagine.
Oh, okay.
So that's a little like wink to the old films that's how him and Yoda learn how to become a Force ghost.
Yeah. I was sad not to see Yoda as a Force ghost. You don't see him.
Oh yeah, he doesn't come back, does he? To like when Obi-Wan's talking to when Luke goes back to Dagobah in The Last Jedi. Yeah. You'd expect him and Yoda to. Where's Yoda? What's Yoda doing? Like chilling maybe with someone else. But
yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Actually, I watched that this morning. And I was like, why didn't Yoda come back as well? To be like, he could have had a doppelgang like Jedi lesson.
Yeah.
Doppelgang.
Where he trained Luke Skywalker, is that like Yoda's planet, like his home planet?
That's a good question. That isn't like fully explained, is it?
Yeah.
But he just goes into exile there, doesn't he? And it's like, but yeah, it could be. I'm not sure. He's like 900 years old. He's got quite a rich history.
Yeah. It just looked like somewhere he might have dwelled.
Spawned from, with all the snakes and shit and the swamps.
Yeah.
Just spawned out of a swamp.
Foggy swamp where he probably like washes in the bogs.
It did look like he'd get some sort of fungal infection, didn't it? Yeah. But yeah, fascinating. And still got The Force Awakens to go, so
yeah,
we're going to try and watch that tonight, but maybe we'll do that, like, I don't know, we should do that together maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
now that I know that you're on board, and
yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so
you haven't broken my heart by saying it was shit.
No, honestly, I'm not
breaking my heart. You're going down a path I cannot follow.
It's just Obi-Wan trying to tear us apart.
You've turned her against me. You have done that for yourself. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I swear I use that line all the time when someone's like, "Oh, it's either this or that." It's like, I said it. But yeah, great. I mean, is this a good time to wrap it up? To think about how we're going to go forward into the Force Awakens and discuss it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, a lot more things are going to come back to me. There's definitely more content that we've got to talk about.
I think
possibly we might
do it episode by episode. I mean,
yeah,
that's an idea. Whether I don't know whether that's too much.
Yeah, I was going to say split it up. So we might do something different on the next podcast, and then come back to Star Wars at some point. Yeah.
I mean, definitely. I'm happy to stay with the Star Wars. I enjoy talking about this.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah. I mean.
So yeah, we can have a proper think about how we're gonna maybe get it more structured. I mean, we're just having a discussion here, aren't we? But like maybe take down some points, because there's such a broad spectrum to cover. Just with it's hard to know where to start. So yeah, maybe structure it, see how that works, things like that.
Yeah, because I know I've definitely got more questions that you could probably answer, Master.
Well, no, please, no. I'm seriously. There'll be people out there being like, he doesn't know anything.
Yeah.
He didn't even know the name of that lady that said many Bothans have died. Who's this guy? He said this wrong, that wrong. So yeah, definitely we're still on the old padawan bandwagon, I think. But let's get off.
Sure.
I think this is how I see it progressing. We're going to be having these general discussions, and then all of a sudden our opinions become valid in the Star Wars community. We'll become a powerhouse. People will be bowing down. See, this is something a Sith Lord would say. I'm getting attracted by the power.
Oh no. Aggression, fear,
and jealousy.
Path
to the dark side, that is.
Oh, shit. Easy, Yoda.
So I mean, we're going to leave it there then.
Yeah.
If you're out there listening again, this has been a bit of a longer one. We thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks for listening. And if you're out there, do all that stuff. Comment and like.
Give it a thumbs up. Is that a thing to say? That's a thing to say.
I think that's what they say. Yeah. Just appreciate anyone who's listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Whatever it may be.
And remember, the Force is with you, always.
Always.